So this is the Apple Vision Pro. This is Apple's first attempt at an augmented reality headset. And just so you guys know, before we begin, this is not a sponsored video. Apple did not send this to me. I purchased this with my own money so I could share my experience with all my viewers. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am super excited to try this out. I've owned a few different VR headsets in the past, and each time I buy one, the experience gets better and better. And even though Apple's a little late to this game, typically when they do something, they do it really well. And I'm hoping that still holds true even with the Apple Vision Pro. And that's what we're going to be doing in this video. I'm going to cut through all the hype. I'm going to give you my genuine experience as to what it's like to use, what it's like to connect to different devices such as my Mac Studio, my MacBook, what cloud gaming is like on the Vision Pro. Can you even watch movies that are not streamed? What can you connect to the Vision Pro? And a lot of other questions that I want answered, and I know you guys do too. So first we'll do the unboxing, then I'll go through the setup, and then continue on with all the other tests. All right, so opening up the box seems pretty straightforward. There's just these little tabs on the side here that you just need to lift up and peel off. Apple always makes it easy to open up their products. Now I got the 512 gigabyte version because my iPhone is 512 gigabytes, and that seems like a good starting place and enough storage to put a lot of videos, photos, or whatever else. I didn't want to get the 256 because it just seemed like a tiny bit too low, and the 1 terabyte version was, I think, a little bit overkill. And I think it cost about $3,900 just for this. Very nice box. The top is really heavy. It's all made of cardboard. So here is the Apple Vision Pro. The very first time I'm seeing it in person. I haven't even tried it on. I didn't go to the store because I wanted my experience to be genuine for everybody. So let's see how heavy this thing actually is. It looks pretty small, and I'm assuming it's light, but let's find out. So it actually feels heavier than I would expect, especially in the front here. I have a Quest 2, and it's not as heavy as the Apple Vision Pro. So this may or may not be a good thing in the long run, but again, we're going to try it on, and I'm going to give you my genuine experience. So it does feel really premium. This strap in the back feels nice and soft. It's very flexible, and we do have our little cover on the front here. So let's take that off first. That's pretty nice. It's got kind of like a microfiber inlay in the front to keep your front part of your glasses nice and scratch free. Wow, it does feel super premium. The whole outer portion of this headset is solid metal, just like your iMac or your MacBook or your iPhone. It's substantial. It feels nice and cool to the touch. Let's take out the inner band here. So that comes right out. That's actually got a little padded cardboard on the back. Interesting. So we'll put the headset off to the side for just a second. See what else we get in the box. This is pretty solid as well. Apple always has some really nice packaging. I absolutely love that. So here we have designed by Apple in California, and it looks to be some paperwork. There's probably some stickers and whatnot in here. Oh, actually there's a cloth in here too. Polishing cloth. It feels pretty soft. It's pretty nice. I like that. And here we have our light seal cushion. Kind of looks like the one that's on the headset itself. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Here is what looks to be some more paperwork. Apple Vision Pro. Yep, this is just some paperwork that kind of tells you how to use the Vision Pro. It's pretty nice. Here we have the dual loop band. Let's take a look at the inside. So here is the band itself. It is made of like a fabric, like a flexible fabric. So we'll test that on a little bit. Here we have our USB cable. USB-C to USB Type-C, and it is braided. It's pretty nice. It looks like the same cable that comes with the iPhone. Here is our power adapter. This is a USB Type-C. See what the wattage is. 30-watt power adapter. Here we have our battery, which is pretty heavy. That's it for the box. It is made of probably like all aluminum. Super solid. Feels really nice. Got the Apple logo embossment. We have a USB Type-C on the side. It looks like LED, and looks like you can take this out if you use like a little SIM eject tool. And then here we have our braided cable. Which is connected to this little proprietary connector that goes on the side of the Vision Pro. This is a pretty thick cable as well. Very solid. This thing is pretty heavy. What does it say on the bottom here? 3,166 milliamp hours, 35.9 watt hours, 13 volts, 6 amps max. All right. All right, so let's take a look at the Vision Pro again. Again, feels super premium. It definitely feels a lot more substantial and heavier than any of the Quest headsets that I've ever had. So again, I'm interested to see what this is going to feel like on my head. The band back here feels really interesting, like those floor mats that you'd probably put down outside of your shower. That's kind of like what it feels like. The inner portion for your face here, it feels really nice and soft. See how easy, yeah, you can pull out this face piece really easy. And then I'm assuming you can take out the little gasket. Yep, this comes out just as easy. Comes right out. It says 21W. So I'm not sure what everybody else is getting, but mine is 21W. Let's take a look at this other piece here. See if this is any different. This says W plus on it. Use the plus light seal cushion if prompted by the system or if you need more room for a better fit. So it's actually a little different than the one that's already on here. This seems to be thicker. Okay, so if you have some light leakage or something like that with this face mask, you can always put on the thicker one and it might help out. So this is definitely different than the one that's already on the headset. So I do like the fact that this is magnetic. The little nose piece here, super flimsy. Typically, like on the Quest, this is like a silicone, but this is like a super flimsy piece of fabric, which may or may not be good. There is some like metal lining all around the front here, and this fabric on the side feels pretty nice. There are the lenses on the inside, pretty substantial. They look really nice, like the glass is like flawless. And then the fabric on the inside here, again, is super thin. It's pretty fragile. So over time, that may or may not be a good thing. So we'll put our face mask back on here. Just simply clips into place with some magnets. On the side here, we have our speakers. I'm interested to see what those sound like. Again, we're gonna find out. On the side here, we have a little rotary knob that you can use to, I'm assuming, tighten the back portion of the headset. And if you need to take this out, actually this says, looks like it has an S on it, which is small maybe, so there might be bigger ones of this too. If we need to take this out, we can just kind of pull this little orange tab and it comes right out. So that's pretty nice. And then it goes back into place with a little snap. Very easy to take off and on, so I definitely like that. That sounds like plastic. It definitely doesn't sound like glass to me. So that's quite interesting. You can see all the cameras and sensors through the headset, which is kind of cool. So let's plug in our headset here to our power bank. I don't know how much power we have, but hopefully we have enough to at least get started. So on this little piece here, there's this little notch. You want to take that notch. I think we're going to kind of place it with that and then rotate it upward like that. Snaps into place and it illuminates. So I at least did that right. All right, so let's try this on and see how this feels. So put this in the back. Pull it over my head. It's actually way too tight right off the bat. Where's that thing? Here it is. All right. So put that on. Oh, wow. It like instantly turns on. I can't show you. I wish I could show you guys what I'm seeing. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. There is a little bit of light leakage coming from the bottom here, and I can see like I can see light leakage, and it's also like there's a reflection. So that's not good right off the bat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try the other portion, the other insert. So I'm going to take this out. I'll put this in. All right, so let's try this again. Wow. So don't grab it by this piece here because it comes right out. So you have to grab it by the actual headset itself, or you might risk dropping it like I almost did. Yeah, there's still light leakage, which I don't know. So I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. I need to readjust. This also almost came off again. All right, so immediately before I begin, I will tell you that it's resting like right on my cheekbones. The digital crown for voiceover. It's resting right on my cheekbones, and it does not feel good at all. So we might have to try the other strap, but that's my experience right now. It's resting right on my cheekbones, and I can definitely feel the weight. All right, so now it's asking me to press and hold the little button here to align the lenses. I can still see this. I can see like a, so that's what it is. I think it's my my sign in the back. It's like leaking through, and I can see like this green, like a green reflection, and it's really off-putting. So now I can see everything in front of me. It's like it's a pass-through. It's pretty clear, but it looks different. Like you can definitely tell that you're looking through a camera. Everything, it's a little distorted. It's not necessarily that it's not clear, but it's like, it's definitely, there's a little distortion. So you definitely tell that you're looking through a camera, but everything is super clear. It's not like the highest definition, but it's good enough for you to see, you know, doing day-to-day things. So if I were to pick this up, here's, you know, the charger. Here's the extra pad. You can easily see through the lenses, and you can do things without having to worry. It's just, there's something in here that's reflecting from the back, and it's just like, it's so annoying. There's like this dot like right in front of my lens. But it's like, it's showing hello, just as it would on your iPhone, and I can see my whole studio. It says press digital crown to begin. Triple click for accessibility. I don't need that, so I'm just gonna click once. Bring iPhone or iPad nearby to get started. Great. I'm recording with one of my iPhones. All right, so I have my iPhone. super weird. Looking at my iPhone, the screen looks like it's like indented. Okay, it says set up Apple Vision Pro. So I'll click continue. Yeah, the distortion is super weird. I wish you guys could see what I'm seeing, but it's like it's distorting the glass. Look here. So now I have to look at my phone. Okay, got a check mark.
Your eyes and hands are how you navigate Apple Vision Pro.
So it kind of dimmed the lights around a little bit, and it's showing me like this how to use the Apple Vision Pro tutorial. I will tell you that it is not super comfortable. It's already starting to bother me. So we might have to try this other strap because this just is not feeling very good. Got to press the crown to set up our eyes and hands. Look at your hands. Flip your hands over. Hand setup complete. Adjusting lighting. It's like dimming everything that I'm seeing. Look at the dot and tap your fingers together to select it. That was cool. That worked really well. Now select all the dots around the circle. Wow. That was really cool. So there's all these dots around where I'm seeing, and all you need to do is look at the dot and then tap your fingers, and it works flawlessly. Select more dots to refine your eye setup. Look at each dot, tap your fingers together to select it. And it's super quick. Wow, that works good. That's pretty amazing. One more time in brighter lighting. Wow. That is a pretty cool experience. Completing eye setup. So, interesting. It seems like whatever you're looking at is in focus, but everything else around you becomes like a little blurry. And I'm assuming that helps with like the processing somewhere. It just makes it a lot easier and less taxing on the processor. Persona beta, capture how you'll appear in FaceTime and other calls. So let's get started. So show me how to set up my persona. Okay, so now I have to remove the Apple Vision Pro to set up my persona. So before you begin, you want to make sure you look pretty, your hair is all done, you're wearing what you want, because this is what you're going to look like to everybody else from now on.
Keep your arms and shoulders relaxed. Slowly turn your head to the right. Now, slowly turn your head to the left. Now tilt your head up. Then tilt your head down. Next, let's capture your facial expressions. Smile with your mouth closed. Then make a big smile with your teeth showing. Now raise your eyebrows. Close your eyes for a moment. Capture complete. Put Vision Pro back on to continue.
All right, so we're gonna change out the strap because, like I said, this is not feeling really good on my head. So I'm gonna try the other strap. Hopefully that'll be a lot better because that strap is not comfortable, at least not for me. All right, so let's put this back on and then I'll adjust it. My hair looks horrible. So first off, I'll tell you my persona looks horrible. It looks like I have a cone head. I'm gonna have to set this up, but my face looks pretty cool. It's got, you know, my green eyes, my face, my it looks pretty cool. It actually shows me sticking my tongue out. That's so cool. So this head strap actually feels more comfortable than the other ones than the other one does. You'll have to try it out yourself and see what works for you. But this actually does seem to be more comfortable. Just want to get it really like tightened down so it fits your head better. Yeah, I think this is going to be it. So this head strap definitely, it's still sitting on my cheekbones and I can feel it sitting on my cheekbones, but at least you have support on the top of your head now. So that's pretty cool. So it's showing me, I can see my persona. I can reach out and touch my hands. It's so cool. So choose lighting. There's natural, studio, and contour. I don't know what the difference is. I kind of like natural. Natural looks pretty good. All right, so let's move on. Go to next. Refine tone. Everything looks good. Select eyewear. You can put glasses on if you need. That is so cool. Optic ID. So I just set up my facial recognition and I created a passcode. Man, if this thing just needs to like be angled up more. It's a little better, but now I can feel like there's a lot of like pressure on the back of my head because of the band. So I'm just going through the setup process here. And it selects everything that I look at, which is so cool. Pinch the window bar to move the app. That's super cool. You can bring the window forward and like away from you. That's pretty neat. Look at the window corner and pinch. You can make it bigger or smaller. Pretty cool. Hold the digital crown to recenter your view. So just whatever you look at, you can recenter and bring it to you. That's cool. Look up at the top of your view and tap for control center. Look at the dot and tap it to close the window. Oh, that down there. Press the digital crown to open home. God, it's really like bothering me on my face. So now I see a whole bunch of my apps. I'm going to see how I can record here. All right, so here we are. You can see everything that I'm doing. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that for the setup process, but now I can. So here we have the control center. You just kind of look at things and just double tap your fingers together and it works beautifully. So I'll X that out. I see things in the background. You can bring these, let's see. You can take the window and kind of move it around. That is so cool. Absolutely love that. It's really neat. So, okay, let's X that out. And then here is what I was looking at, how to record on the screen. It just opened up this big web page and you can kind of make it bigger, smaller. Let's close that out. So here are all the applications that come straight on the Apple Vision Pro. Pretty much all the things you'd see on your iPhone, your App Store, settings, Apple TV, things like that. Here we have compatible apps. We've got our stocks, some other things, really not a lot. So now I want to go into the App Store and I want to see what we have in here because I have quite a few apps on my phone. And I'm curious, let's see. So this is what I see through the Apple Vision Pro. And you can see like the glass on my phone is distorted. It looks so weird. I'll hit OK, done. It just looks really odd. But that does look cool. Let's go into our apps. Are we? Oh, yep, search. Oh, here's the keyboard. Really cool. So let's do. That works pretty good. Interesting. All right, so it doesn't look like there's a YouTube app. Looks like there is Juno for YouTube, which you can spend $5 on. I was really interested to see what YouTube looked like on here, but let's go into Safari. Okay, so here we're in YouTube. I'm going to try to sign in. All right, so we are in YouTube. I'm going to look at a video. I want to see what happens when it expands because there's no YouTube app yet for the Vision Pro. So I'm going to look at, let's see here. Let's look at Jerry Rig. So that's pretty cool. I'm looking at like, I don't even know, like 100-inch picture.
Let's pause, rewind, and think about this for just a second.
Change it to 4K. That looks super clean.
And her first time on a fully electric Taiga snowmobile. I treated myself to 2 of the Nomad Performance
Wow.
editions without knowing if they fit in the Rivian, the Ford Lightning top level, and I'll show you what I mean. That back edge right there slants upward.
So that is super cool. This screen is huge. It's like, it really looks big. Like my whole back wall, it's probably like, I don't know, like 200-inch picture. It looks so cool. And it sounds pretty good too. The volume on my screen isn't even, I mean, the volume on the headset isn't even up all the way. And it's super clear. The picture is in 4K. It looks amazing. I'm kind of turning up the immersion here. So now I look like I'm sitting on the beach or the like sand dunes, pure white. Let's see how big we can make this. It kind of doesn't allow you to go too far, but you can kind of move it away or bring it like up closer to your face. This is like the theater experience.
So if we measure the
Man, that, so I'll tell you. So I've used X-Real Air's glasses, and it definitely does not look anything like this. This actually looks like I'm looking at like a 300-inch image. It's just huge. Now you can see some black area around the screen. So the field of view isn't like huge. You can definitely tell that you're looking through, like if you had snow goggles on, that's kind of like what it's like. If the field of view was much bigger and you couldn't see like the black ring around your lenses, the immersion would be amazing. But this is so cool. Like just looking, like you can see what I'm looking at. You can see the screen and how big it is, how clear everything looks. It just looks so cool. I'm really blown away by this. And you can see how big or little you can make your screen. And then if I kind of get out of our immersion here, you can see that it kind of brings in my table and my studio. That is so cool. And then the volume, just raise that. We don't even need to. We can keep it up halfway and it sounds just loud enough. Gosh, this looks so cool. So right now, as far as it feeling comfortable, again, it's still resting on my cheeks and my nose. I can definitely feel the pressure. If it would just, they need to make another strap for this headset that kind of allows the headset to be like lifted up off your face. Just doing that, just relieving the pressure feels so much better. But as it sits, literally, it's sitting on my cheekbones and it's sitting on my nose, and it's uncomfortable. I don't know that I could wear this for hours at a time, but to just use it like this, you know, you can use it if you're like laying down. It might be a little better, but man, it's just getting a little uncomfortable. But that's my experience. It might be a little different for you. And I'm using the one, you know, the headband that's actually on top of my head, and it's still not very comfortable. They just need to make some other head strap for this headset, and I think it would be great. But it is so cool. You can see what I'm looking at when I'm looking kind of away towards some light. It kind of dims down, but the experience so far is super clean. Tap works amazing. I'm blown away at how well this works. So YouTube, not having a YouTube app really doesn't seem that critical because you can just sign in to the web page, and it probably looks exactly the way that the YouTube app would look. So that's really not a problem at all. Just looking and tapping, it is so incredible. It looks so seamless. That is so cool. So I can put that over there, and then I kind of go back home. Now let's look at some photos. Wow, that is crazy. Immersive. Wow. Looking at this picture, guys, it feels like I'm really there. It's not the best resolution at all. It kind of seems like it's like 720p. But it feels like I'm sitting in the grass just looking up at everybody. That is insane. Now, I've actually taken some spatial video with my iPhone, so I'm going to check that out, and I want to see how that actually looks. As you can see, it kind of like blurs out around the video, but I'm like up and personal with my pup. It looks so cool. It does look like it's kind of in 3D. It looks just as if I'm like sitting right in front of her. It's so cool. It could definitely be sharper, but the video is only 1080p, and you can only take 1080p videos with spatial video. But it does look super cool. If you want to make memories, you know, of your family, friends, pets, this is definitely a really cool option. That is so cool. It feels like she's right here in front of me. That's awesome. It keeps pausing for some reason. Aw. Don't touch me. That is super cool, guys. So that is really cool. The immersion, this spatial video, super cool. Great way to make memories and actually kind of relive them versus just watching a video on your phone. And I can also bring the Apple Vision Pro with you on the go. You can bring it to business trips, on vacations, and along with that, you're also going to need to charge up your phone. And instead of bringing a whole bunch of different chargers and cables to charge up all your devices, you can simply just use Anker's MagGo wireless charger. This is the newest standard in wireless charging. It's the Anker MagGo 3-in-1 wireless charger, and it uses the Qi 2 standard. Not only does it allow for double the charging speeds, but it's also an improvement for charging efficiency, which keeps your device cool while charging. It's also officially certified for fast charging Apple Watch, which ensures that your Apple Watch Series 9 can reach 47% in just 30 minutes of charge, and your iPhone 15 Pro Max to 18% in just 20 minutes. This little charger is powered by Anker's Power IQ, and it allows you to charge your devices wirelessly 2 times faster than regular wireless chargers. It can output 15 watts for your iPhone, 5 watts for your Apple Watch, and 5 watts for your AirPods. And to put your mind at ease, the MagGo is fully compatible with Apple's original MagSafe, offering charging speeds equivalent to the original MagSafe charger. It's also super portable. This 3-in-1 charger is officially the most compact charger that I've reviewed, and it's now my favorite charger. It only weighs 6.9 ounces, which is about the weight of an Apple Magic Mouse, and it can be easily taken on business trips or holiday vacations. I can't tell you how many times I've had to make sure that I've packed a few different chargers because the ones on your nightstand are way too big to travel with, and there wasn't really a good compact solution that would charge all 3 of my devices quickly and reliably, until now. It's also super simple to use. You just plug it into a wall adapter or a power bank, unfold the top if you want to use it as a stand, or you can just leave it down to charge your iPhone. Unfold the Apple Watch charger on the bottom, put your AirPods on the charging pad, and now all of your devices are charging, and you're done. Now, if you want to buy the MagGo or just learn more about it and other Qi 2 devices that Anker sells, I'll be putting a product link in the video description, and you can also save 15% by using my discount code as well. So I've had the Apple Vision Pro on my head now for probably almost an hour, and like I mentioned before, you can definitely feel it sitting on your cheekbones and like the bridge of your nose. It is definitely uncomfortable. I don't know how this other strap would be, but I know that this was not comfortable from the get-go, and the dual strap also seems to be pretty uncomfortable as well. So I'm not really sure what Apple can do to fix this other than getting like a whole new headband system. That would most definitely fix the problem. My experience is pretty good experience so far. I do feel like a little, like I want to say nausea, something like that. Just it's not like looking, using the Quest, but there is still a slight bit of kind of like uneasiness or nausea. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this for much longer. I might have to take a break. So now I'm playing a non-spatial video in here, and it looks it looks so big. Like I don't know why the YouTube video couldn't get this big, but when you're watching videos, it can get pretty big. So now I'm kind of scrubbing through the video. Let's make this a little bit smaller. That is super cool. If you're using this to watch videos, you're going to have an amazing experience. This is so cool. Let's play the video. Video looks really good, and it's so big. Sound sounds really good too. Wow. You can bring it closer to you. You can push it away. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. So yeah, you can kind of scroll through different videos. So here's the spatial video that I had before, but now it's not in spatial mode. So I can't make this bigger even though it is a spatial video. Seems kind of cool. Let's go back and yeah, there's the immersion. So here we are back again for my 6th year, my best and worst screen protector video. That is so cool. You can scroll through all your videos. That looks so neat. So yeah, if you're gonna watch videos using this, it's gonna be a really good experience. Let's see if we can get into a different environment. Dark. Yes. Yeah. Oh man, let's go back into the video. Oh no. Let's go back into our video. See, now this would be really cool if there was no light bleed. Like I can see there's something around here that it's glowing green and I can't tell what it is. It is so odd. Like if I push the Vision Pro up against my face, I can't see it really anymore, but there's something that is, man, it's right in the middle. I can see it. It's horrible, but I mean, this looks so cool. If it was just better, like it breaks the immersion. Let's go to settings, software update. Is there an update? And yes, there is. So I'm going to do the update really quick and then we'll come back. There's like a green light or something somewhere inside this lens and I can see it and it's really bothering me. So that's just a regular one. We'll try that again. And the strap is just not working out. And I can feel already taking this off, like it takes the pressure off my head and it feels so much better. So I don't know, like I said, you can probably use this for, an hour, but right off the bat, it was already uncomfortable to begin with. So I don't know how much longer I'm able to use it without having to take a break, because there's no way that you're going to be able to use this for hours and hours at a time and to be comfortable with the straps that it's come with. I can still see that green thing, whatever it is. I just don't understand what it is. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, this strap is not comfortable at all. It's just, You have to really press this up against your face for it to stay, and it's just super uncomfortable. All right, so the update looks like it's done, and it looks like that green kind of reflection was coming from my sign in the background. How, I don't know. Maybe it was coming through one of the cameras or something like that. I think that might have been what the deal was. So let's try our photos again. And now it's opened up the Photos app. I see the Spacial video that I had, but I don't see the other video that I airdropped. Let's see, library. Okay, so maybe this is it. Yes, so now I'm in my library and I can see all my videos. So it was just messed up. I needed to I needed to do the update. So now we have that. The pinch to zoom thing doesn't work. You just gotta do the one-handed kind of thing. Okay, so now we're screen recording again, and the update seems to have fixed the issue. So now, no, I don't want to do Apple TV. Here's my Photos application. Now I can see all the photos that I've had. I can see the video that I was watching earlier. It just seemed like it was messed up, so I needed to do that one update. Now, if I want to look at this video, okay, kind of bring it around here. Again, you can back it up, bring it forward. Looks pretty cool. That is really neat. So let's go into a dark environment and we'll see what that looks like watching a video. Oh boy, look at that. That's pretty cool. And then make this big. That's money. That is so cool. Watching the video in a dark environment, much better. And this picture just looks so big. That's crazy. That is so cool. That works really well. Just pinching and dragging, everything works really well. Now let's try our encounter dinosaurs again, because this didn't work the first time. That is so cool. Wow. The picture quality on this is amazing. It really is. It looks super sharp. It's definitely better quality, super high quality. That looks pretty real to me. Wow, it's like coming out of the screen. That is so cool. Oh! That is so cool. All right, so that's pretty cool. So now I have a NVMe drive that I want to plug into the Vision Pro's USB Type-C port on the battery, and I want to see if we can access what's on the NVMe. So I'm going to plug this in. It doesn't show anything on the screen. I don't know that it's working. The LED is not lit up on here, so it might not be accessing anything, which is unfortunate because I was kind of hoping that we could just load videos onto a hard drive and then just plug them in so we can watch them on the go, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. So I'm going to try a flash drive. Maybe it's this that doesn't work, and we'll see if we can access that. All right, so here I have a little flash drive. Again, we'll plug this in and we'll see if we can get anything to work here. The flash drive doesn't seem to be doing anything. It's not lighting up. So I really don't think that we can access anything, but let's go to our Files application and see if we can. No, it doesn't even show up. Okay, so we're back for day 2 of the Vision Pro video. Yesterday I had a pretty good experience with the Vision Pro. I did have to take some breaks here and there because of the pressure and the weight of the headset. If anybody tells you that this headset is not heavy, they're lying to you. Most of the weight is in the front of the Vision Pro, and again, it sits like right on your cheekbones, and for me, right on the bridge of my nose, and becomes very uncomfortable. And if you want to have the best experience, it needs to be very firm up against your face, and that means kind of squishing it against your head. And after a certain amount of time, the pressure just becomes too much. At least that's my experience. I think the most that I can use the Vision Pro at any given time is probably for about 1 hour, and that's max. I think the Quest 2 that I have with the battery pack strap on the back is the whole weight as the whole Vision Pro. The Quest 2 is a lot more comfortable to wear because that weight is evenly distributed in the front and the back, whereas the Apple Vision Pro has all the weight in the front and it just sits on your face. So today we're going to be doing some more tests. Here I have my MacBook Pro. We're going to set that up with the Vision Pro and we're going to see how well that actually works. And I'm also going to be doing some cloud gaming with my PS5 and hopefully Xbox. Now yesterday I also had a chance to test out the 3D with the Disney app, and I really have to tell you, it's pretty amazing. You get this huge screen in front of you and the 3D effect is absolutely incredible. So if you have any streaming apps with 3D content, it's going to look amazing with the Vision Pro. Even regular videos also look nice and clear, and again, you can make the screen probably, 200 or 300 inches right in front of you, so you get that theater experience all from this headset. I really hate this thing. And I'm also going to be setting up windows all over my house to see how well they stay in place when you take the headset on and off. Another thing I noticed yesterday is the Apple Vision Pro battery also seems to charge pretty quickly. Alright, so now let's open up my MacBook Pro and see how well it actually interfaces with the Vision Pro. Another thing I noticed yesterday while using the Vision Pro, if you happen to move your head too quickly from side to side, everything becomes blurry on the screen. I don't know if you guys can see it in the recording, but I can definitely see it in the Vision Pro. The blur is pretty bad when you move your head and it's a little off-putting, so I don't know if that's something that can be fixed in software or maybe it's a hardware issue. Another thing to note is any Mac you're going to connect to the Vision Pro needs to be running at least Sonoma or better. So as you can see, the little connect showed up when I opened up my MacBook. So now I'm just going to click on, actually just look at it, tap my fingers, and we can connect. And there is the screen. That's really cool. It's so sharp. Now my MacBook Pro only has a 16-inch monitor, but what I'm looking at right here is probably about maybe 50 inches. Everything's really clear. Text is very easy to see. Again, the only thing is when you move your head back and forth or move it at all the text in the screen becomes a little blurry. Now we can also move the screen further away, make it bigger if we need to. The only thing to note is when you're connected to your MacBook, you can't use any of your touch gestures, your tap gestures. You're going to be using the keypad and the keyboard that's on your Mac device. Now you can still pinch and zoom to make it bigger or smaller, move it away, but things that are on your screen that you want to select, you need to use the trackpad. So let's pinch and zoom and kind of move this away from us. And now the screen is like, I don't know, like 300 or 400 inches. It's huge and it's still very easy to see. Let's see if we can make it a little bigger. Holy cow. So that's probably like 500 inches right in your face, up close and personal. As you can see, all the text and everything is super clear, very easy to see. One thing I was very interested in is using this for video editing, especially when you're on the go. If you on a trip or something like that. Last year we went on a trip and I used my MacBook Pro in our hotel room. And again, it's only 16 inches. So it only gives you so much space. But this would have been amazing to have on a vacation, especially if you're going to be using it for editing. So let's open up our Final Cut Pro and we'll see kind of what that looks like. So here we have one of my videos that I was working on quite a bit ago. And as you can see, you can easily see everything on the screen. And it just makes, I would say, editing maybe that much easier. The only thing is, again, you can still see your keyboard. It's not in, high definition. But if you need to look down at your keys to do anything, you're still going to have to do that and then deal with the blur every time you're looking down. That's really the only downside. Now, if you have one of the keypads where you know what each button does, that would definitely be make it a lot easier for you to edit. But, using your trackpad, that's normal. But, if you have to hit the keys on the keyboard, you can still see it's not super clear. But it's definitely usable. Like I said, if you have like a quick keypad or something like that that you always use for editing, that would definitely be preferable because then you know where the keys are and you wouldn't have to just, look down to edit. But editing on the Vision Pro, definitely a go. I could definitely use this on a day-to-day basis. Right now I'm using a 57-inch Samsung and this is way better than that. Again, the only thing is you're going to have to deal with the weight. I would probably only be able to edit for maybe about an hour with this thing on my head, and I would definitely have to take a break. Whereas if you're looking at your monitor, you don't get any of that fatigue. But this is definitely cool. Oh man, that is so crazy. Let's move this like closer to my face. Everything just becomes so much clearer when this is like right up in your face. And then let's see if we can, yeah, so like this is up close and personal. You can see how clear everything is. I would say the clarity on this is probably equal to the Retina display on your MacBook. We'll make it small. Oh, that's super small. Let's see. That's pretty interesting. That is so small, but it looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's definitely more manageable. So you could have this kind of like, right there. And then let's see, I don't, if you open up your web page, it's just going to open up in your Mac Studio. So you only get one screen for using with your Mac. Everything else is going to be from the Vision Pro applications, because like I said, I opened up my web browser and you can't move it from outside of the screen. So you get one screen for your Mac, and then all the other applications you would just need to use, within the Vision Pro. So here we have our Safari, and kind of move that right here. So now we have our Safari page, and then we have our Mac Studio window here. Let's see if we do this again. Safari. No, but we need to, let's see, a new window. So there's our other window. Kind of bring that closer. And we can bring it over here. Yeah. And then let's see, let's go to the Rivian webpage. And then we have Plex over here. So yeah, you can open up multiple browsers, things like that. You can also have your email up. But again, like I said, you can only have one window that functions as your Mac window. Everything else you need to use inside the Vision Pro. So I'm going to kind of show you what the Disney application looked like with a video. I'm not going to play the video. I'll just have a clip up so you can see kind of like what it looks like, but you can't experience the 3D anyway. I just kind of want to show you what the video looks like. So here we have the Avengers Endgame. So it's not allowing the video to show while I'm doing a recording, but this is the window size that you would see when you are watching a movie. And then we can kind of pull it and make it bigger. And we can also kind of move it back. So that takes up my whole back wall. That's like a theater screen. If you were sitting in a movie theater, this is probably close to the size, one of the smaller theaters that you would be looking at. And it's absolutely incredible. And then if you put on or immerse yourself into one of the scenes, like this, the sand dunes here, it's absolutely incredible. You could absolutely enjoy a video, whether it be 3D or just a regular video. It would be amazing to use in the Vision Pro. But again, the weight and everything, the uncomfortableness comes into play when you're watching a movie. So for me, I probably wouldn't be able to get through a whole movie with the Apple Vision Pro on. So last night the Vision Pro was at 100%. I didn't use it all night until just starting this video, and now I'm at 65%. So that's quite a power drain. Battery, and see what we can see there. Just battery percentage, that's all it gives you. So I can't even tell you how much it drained overnight without even using it. That's a little disappointing. The one thing that I can compare the fit and feel of the Vision Pro on my face is to one of the very first VR headsets that I ever had, and that was the HTC Vive. It was fairly big, it was pretty heavy, and it kind of wasn't super comfortable on my face. And that's how this feels. It's like the first generation of something. All right, so now I'm going to try placing windows all over the house. I'm going to take the headset off and we'll see if they're still there when I put it back on. So let's open up Disney here. Keep this here, kind of like right in front of me. Place that kind of like, it's like right in front of my desk. Okay, so that's there. Now I'm going to get up and I'm going to move around. I'm going to go sit in front of my desk. Don't mind the mess. All right, so here I'm editing this video. Let's open up a Safari page. I'm going to bring this here in front of me, kind of so I can watch, like look up and watch some YouTube. All right, there's our YouTube. Make that a little bigger. Okay, so now I have my YouTube videos I can edit, and I can look up and watch some YouTube videos. Now let's get up. Go into my bedroom here. Here I have a TV. So I'm going to open up. Let's see. So I should open up another Safari and did that. Yeah, see, I need to open up another window and bring it back with me. No. Okay, so I have the Apple. I have the Apple over there, and I'm pulling this into my bedroom. You're too close to an object. That's okay. Oh, no, I don't. Why did these open up? So I don't get it. So we'll take that. We'll just kind of close that. Move that out of the way again. So we have this. Let's open up YouTube. So now I have my huge YouTube in here. Instead of the 65-inch that I had, you can take up the whole screen now. That is incredible. Takes up my whole wall. All right. So now I'm going to take this one. I'm going to go into my theater room. Put it back on my wall here. Wow, so I have a 150-inch screen on my wall, and this can dwarf that. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. That's like my whole back wall. I still think it's really cool that you could have, you know, these screens kind of like placed all over your house. So no matter where you go, you'll have that window in front of you. Now, I'm going to take my headset off, and then I'm going to put it back on, and we're going to see if the windows are all still there. So here I take it off. I'm just going to leave it for a second to kind of maybe turn off, and then we'll put it back on and check it out. I can definitely feel that the bridge of my nose now hurts just using it for this portion of the video, and there's definitely a relief of my face taking the headset off. And I don't know if you guys can see, there's like a red ring around my face, but it's definitely noticeable when it's on your head. It's pretty heavy. All right, so it seems like the Vision Pro has gone to sleep. So now we're going to put it back on my head, and we'll see if all our windows are still around our house. I almost dropped it. This thing, you really need to be careful when you grab this, not to grab it by this face mask, because it just falls right off. So here, as you can see, the window is still in front of me, and if I look up around my house, you can see where all the windows are placed upstairs. That is pretty cool. So they should be still upstairs when we go upstairs, but again, let's take a little trip. So there's nothing in my guest room. And again, my theater room windows have now gone upstairs. So it does look like the browser window has stayed in my living room as well. So now let's move on to my bedroom. And the windows in my bedroom are still here. That's pretty cool. There's a window off to the left here. I don't know how it got all the way over there outside. That one's in my front room, but in the bedroom, it seems to have moved that window to outside the house. Not sure why. But for the most part, it seems to work. So I'm not sure why the browser moved from my bedroom to outside of the house. And just a few seconds ago, the browser that was out in my living room now seems to be totally gone. So it does seem to work sometimes, but it might be hit and miss when you're going to be using it. So now I'm going to show you what my persona would look like if you were doing a FaceTime call with somebody on their phone. So I'm going to call my wife's phone. You can see my eyes. So let's make a FaceTime call. Okay, I'm FaceTiming. And this is what my persona looks like. So this would be what my wife or anybody would see if I was calling them on a FaceTime call using the Vision Pro. I think that my face and my skin look pretty spot on, except for my head. It kind of looks like I have a cone head, which I don't think I have in real life. But the animation seems to be pretty smooth. My eyebrows raise. When I raise them, you know, you can close your eyes, open your mouth. That's so cool. So this is the next best thing versus, you know, real life. So now let's see if I can see what my eyes look like in the Vision Pro. And there we are. So it definitely doesn't look like what the Apple ads look like. It's definitely not as clear. It kind of looks pretty fuzzy, but you can see my eyes. You can see me like blinking. It seems to work pretty good. It really needs to be a lot clearer. But that is pretty cool. Now, one thing I will tell you, if you're going to be using the Vision Pro while you're laying down, it definitely takes the pressure off of your cheeks and the bridge of your nose and kind of evenly distributes the weight across your face. So it's actually a lot more comfortable. So if you're going to be watching, you know, YouTube videos or a movie, this is definitely a good way to do it. Laying down like this, I can definitely see myself getting through a whole movie. All right, so now we're going to do a test. I want to see how well the Vision Pro works in a totally dark environment. I'm in my closet right now. I'm going to turn off the light and I'm going to see if I can still accurately use all the applications and everything in the Vision Pro. So let's turn off our light. So here we are in total darkness. It's funny, I can still see my window that's downstairs. It's pretty cool. So open up our applications. Eye tracking seems to still work perfectly fine because that's within inside the headset. So of course that's going to work. Let's try to open up one of our apps. I'll tap. Actually, it saw my fingers even though I'm in complete darkness. I can still easily move. No, hold on. Let's try this again. So it was just working, but now it is not. Let's see. Nope, tracking failed. So it was just working perfectly fine, and now I cannot do anything. It's saying tracking failed. Okay, so I guess it found enough little light from the camera screen, and I'm back in. Let's see if I can, and the tracking failed again. So if you're going to try to use the Vision Pro in complete darkness, you're going to have some problems. However, if there is just a little bit of light, maybe from a TV or something like that, you should be able to use the Vision Pro perfectly fine. It's just that complete darkness does not work. So I was trying to desperately try to get the screen to record so you guys could see exactly what I was seeing. But it wouldn't let me because it was saying that there was not enough lighting for the tracking to work. It was working in the beginning, but then it just kind of quit. So if you're going to be using the Apple Vision Pro, as long as you have slight light, you'll be able to use it, but in complete darkness, it's not going to work. So now I'm going to try taking some spatial video with the Vision Pro on. And basically all you need to do is press the top left-hand button here. An option comes up for photo or video, so we'll select video. And then we'll press the button again to capture. Now if you look at the screen, you can see that white kind of pulsating light on the screen, and that's to let you know that I'm actually taking video. Hi, puppy.
Sounds good. Thanks, Sarah.
I love you. You're so precious. Oink, oink, oink. Now we'll stop the video and I'll play it back. All right, so here is that spatial video. Again, you can kind of move it all around. We'll move it kind of close and then we'll play and go into spatial mode. That's so cool. I feel like I'm actually right there in the video. All right, so now I'm going to capture some more video and just kind of walk around my house to see what that's like. All right, we'll stop the capture and then we'll watch the video. So even there's like a cloud around the video, I still feel like I'm the one walking around in real life. Now let's see if we can remote play some Xbox and PS5. There doesn't seem to be any dedicated Apple Vision Pro, Game Pass, and Xbox or PS5 applications, so you're going to have to be going into your compatible apps. So as you can see here, we have Game Pass and Xbox. So we'll go into our Xbox, and it opened all the way over there. We'll just bring it in. All right. So there is our application. There's our apps. Let's open up one of our games, try Resident Evil. It says launch on console, so we're not going to be able to play that in here. So let's go over to our remote play. It's kind of wonky. It sometimes works when you look and sometimes it doesn't. So it sees my Xbox Series X, but I don't need to set up a console because I've already done that. Let's see another game here. PUBG. Launch on console. Yeah. So it doesn't look like we're going to be able to remote play any of these games. Go to consoles. See, this is what I mean. Like, it doesn't work when you look at certain things. Let's try one more game here. Try Fallout. And it says launch on console. So it doesn't look like you can cloud game or even remote play on the Xbox app. Now let's go into our Game Pass app. Maybe that's a little bit different. Go into Game Pass. And it's over there. Pull it in. So we have console and PC. Let's try Resident Evil 3. It says install to. So again, this doesn't look like we're gonna be able to play it on cloud gaming either. Let's try the train. Install to. Yeah, so it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to remote play anything for Xbox. Xbox streaming does not seem to be working, or even the cloud gaming. Let's see if there's any PlayStation applications. Go into our App Store. And it's downstairs. So why does it show downstairs? There we go. Okay, so let's see here. PlayStation. So there's nothing for the Apple Vision. Let's go into iPad. And it doesn't look like there's anything for compatible applications either. So that's not going to work. It doesn't look like you're going to be able to easily remote play or cloud play with the PS5 or even the Xbox, which is unfortunate. So that was my experience with the Vision Pro. Now I kind of want to go through all the pros and cons of the device, because these are the things you really need to know, especially if you're looking to buy one. Now there definitely are a lot of pros for the Vision Pro, but there are a few cons, and one of them is pretty big. But we'll get into that in just a second. First, let's go over the pros. So first up is the build quality. The build quality on Apple products are usually first rate, and the Vision Pro is no exception. The build quality on this thing is absolutely incredible. It feels super premium, and it's definitely what you would expect, especially for the asking price. Now, as far as sound quality goes, if you don't have any earbuds or a headset to use with this device, don't worry, because the sound that comes out of the speakers are absolutely incredible. It does also seem to have spatial audio, because when you're moving the windows, depending on where the sound is, it kind of moves to that speaker. And the volume is also more than enough for you to be able to hear whatever you're seeing on your screen. Picture quality is absolutely first rate. Out of all the VR headsets that I've ever used, the Vision Pro has the best picture quality, hands down. Hand and eye tracking is also spot on. I never had any issues with pinching or using my eyes to select things. It's actually pretty quick. It might actually even be quicker than you typing out whatever you need to on that little keyboard. It also works on windows that are far away and not just in front of you. I had one that was totally across the room, and I could still look at the little X and the bar to either close the window or pinch and zoom out. It works really well. The charging speed on the Vision Pro also seems to be fairly quick. I was down to 30%. I plugged it in for 5 minutes using a 100-watt charger, and it gave me about a 15% charge. So as long as you're using a 30-watt plus charger, it should charge fairly quickly if you need it on the go. If you're thinking about picking this up for video editing, it works beautifully. Not only is the connection very solid to your Mac, but instead of having a smaller 13, 16-inch, 14-inch screen, you can have a like 500-inch screen right in front of you to do all of your editing and everything else you need to do on your Mac. I would definitely venture to say that this would even replace a monitor that you're using for your Mac Studio or your MacBook Pro. Spatial video is also something really cool that I think everybody should experience at least once. Capturing video of family members, loved ones, pets is invaluable with the spatial video, because when you go back and look at those videos in the immersive mode on the Vision Pro, it makes you feel like you are right there. It's not like looking at a flat picture. Another thing that the Vision Pro is excellent for is watching videos. Whether you're going to be watching videos on a file or if you're going to be streaming from an app like Disney, watching videos on this thing, it makes you feel like you are in the movie theater watching everything on the big screen. It also makes it really convenient for you to be next to your loved one while they're watching something on TV. You can be watching your own thing in the Vision Pro. The only thing about the spatial videos is they're locked to 1080p, so the video quality could definitely be better if it was 4K or better, but it is what it is for right now. Also, the ability to place windows all around your house is pretty cool. As you saw from the video, it may or may not work very well, especially if you're going to be going like all over the house in maybe a 2-story situation. It might work a lot better in just a 1-story, but for the most part, if you're just going to be putting up windows in a single space, those windows should stay in place, and it's really cool because they stay there even when you take the headset off and put it back on. The personas are also pretty cool, especially if you're doing a FaceTime call. There is a little bit of weirdness to them, as you saw from the video. It doesn't look exactly like you. Like I mentioned before, it's going to be the next best thing. I'd rather them see that than me with the Vision Pro on my face. So now let's get into the cons. Now, like I mentioned before, there's not many cons, but there's one con that, in my opinion, is huge, and it might make all the pros not even worth it. One is the field of view. When you have the Vision Pro on your face, you can definitely tell that you're kind of in a confined environment because you can kind of see the black outline on whatever you're looking at. It's not horrible. If you're paying attention to whatever you're seeing, you really don't even notice the black lines around the Vision Pro. But again, like I said, if you look up or down or pretty much anywhere off to the side of the Vision Pro, you're going to see that black line, and it's going to kind of throw you out of the immersion. So the field of view could be a lot better, but it's definitely not a big enough con for me not to buy the Vision Pro. Also, right now, there's no dedicated application for streaming or remote play for your PS5 or your Xbox, which kind of makes me a little bit sad because I would really like to be able to sit in my bed next to my wife while she watches a video, and maybe I want to play on my Xbox or PS5 on a huge screen. Who doesn't want to play a game on a 500-inch screen? I know I definitely would. I'm sure that'll come in the future, hopefully, but as of right now, there's no dedicated app that'll allow you to do that easily. Another thing I wish they would have implemented is the ability to plug in a hard drive or a flash drive into the USB Type-C port on the battery. It would allow you to easily carry around video files so you could watch them on the go instead of having to rely on Wi-Fi. Now, the biggest con for me is definitely going to be a deal breaker for the Vision Pro, especially for the amount of money that they're asking, and that's the weight. Like I mentioned before, if anybody tells you that this headset does not weigh a lot, it weighs enough to be uncomfortable on your face for long periods of time. I think the biggest thing is going to be the weight distribution. All of the weight as it is right now sits in the front of the Vision Pro, and it kind of just crushes your cheekbones and the bridge of your nose. Later on, if somebody makes like a battery pack that would kind of evenly distribute the weight on the back and the front of your head, it might actually be a little better. But as it sits right now with the back strap, even with the strap that goes over the top of your head and around the back, it was still very uncomfortable for me. And like I said, I would only probably be able to wear this thing for about a max 1 hour before I had to take a break. And for me, that one con is enough to recommend to not buy the Vision Pro, because if you're not going to want to use it because it's uncomfortable, especially for more than an hour, why would you want to buy it? You want to buy something that you're going to want to use and be able to use for long periods of time so you can actually enjoy it. Maybe this will be fixed in the future, but as it sits right now, again, I would not recommend buying the Vision Pro until they figured something out. Now, don't get me wrong, the Vision Pro is incredible and the experience is amazing. Right now, it's just too limited on what you can do for the asking price, and the comfort level, for me at least, is just not there. So that was my experience with the Apple Vision Pro. Just because I had a not so good experience with comfort, you might have a different experience. So if you have the money to spend, I would definitely recommend at least trying the Vision Pro, or if you can't do that, go to one of the Apple stores to experience it yourself, because it's unlike anything that I've experienced with a headset so far. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, it would really help out my channel if you gave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And if you're thinking about buying the Vision Pro or you already have one, I would definitely recommend checking out my Speak and Power accessories for the Vision Pro, and you can check that out by clicking on the video you see on your screen right now. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.